Hello everyone and welcome back to Comic Vantage. Now for today's episode we have our preview spotlight and I'll be showing you what to buy coming up in October of 2019. Now before we get started, I want to say thank you to everyone who has purchased one of my mystery boxes, and just so the rest of you guys know, there are still a ton available. This is not a one-time thing. I'm going to continuously sell these things, adding new books all the time, offering grand prizes, so make sure you go and stop either on eBay and purchase one or hit me up on Instagram and Facebook. $40, 5 amazing books. You won't regret it. All right, so now let's get started. First up, we're going to jump right into our DC book. Now, the DC previews this month honestly blew me away. The DC has the best showing so far this month, which is so weird for me to be saying, because usually I think they have one of the least impressive lineups for the month. So first, let's start with this. Now, we have Joe Hill joining DC Comics with Hill House Comics. This looks absolutely amazing. Now, Joe Hill is the horror mastermind behind Lock and Key. He's come to DC. He's curating his own pop-up line of cutting-edge horror comics starting in October. Here are some of the books coming out. This first one, A Basket Full of Heads. Look at that. And they're all coming out on Black Label, so expect some mature content, and of course they are horror. Just that cover alone, you need this book. I'm telling you, look at that thing. So what do we have going on with Basket Full of Heads? The rain lashes the grassy dunes of Brody Island, and seagulls scream above the bay. A slender figure in a raincoat carries a large wicker basket. Now, this woman, June Branch, trapped with 4 criminals, and they've snatched her boyfriend, and she's going around with an enchanted axe. When she chops people's heads off, their heads miraculously stay alive and can talk to them. So we have an awesome variant cover coming out here. I believe this is a Joshua Middleton cover, if I am not mistaken, which I absolutely can be. So, no, there we go. Variant cover, Joshua Middleton. Everybody loves him. Good stuff. And of course, Year of the Villain still going on because, we are in October, which is still technically part of the year. Anyway, let's jump down here. Next thing I want to show, we have a whole bunch of #1 issues coming out too. The Batman's Grave, issue #1, written by Warren Ellis. The world's greatest detective must try to inhabit the mind of a murder victim to solve a case. It looks like DC's really pushing the whole horror supernatural thing for the month of October. And I believe this is a one-shot, 32 pages, $3.99. We got a $4.99 variant cover, but they do not show what it is. Also coming out in October, Birds of Prey starting up. And if I'm not mistaken, this is an ongoing series. But look, we got Harley Quinn joining the group there. Written by Brian Azzarello. Variant cover by J. Scott Campbell. Waha, that should be cool. This right here, this blew me away. I love this cover. Year of the Villain, The Joker. Co-written by John Frickin' Carpenter. I am so excited for that. I cannot wait for it. This is a one-shot, $4.99, coming out at the beginning of October. Oh, can you tell I love scary stuff? I love Halloween. I love October. It's my favorite time of the year. My entire house gets decked out, and I scare the crap out of little children. It's awesome. All right, let's see what else we got here. You're the Villain, Black Adam #1 coming out. We have a Batman 251 facsimile edition. So if you don't own a Batman 251, it's out of your price range, grab the facsimile. It's just as good. Kind of. All right, look at this. Another DC, I believe it's another Black Label. Joker, Harley, Criminal Sanity. That sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Prestige format, one shot, $5.99. Oh no, it is not a one shot. It is a 1 of 9. So this is going to be a mini series. Good stuff there. Look at all this coming out. The Joker, Killer Smile by Jeff Lemire and Sorrentino. I mean, we can't go wrong with that. This is just, October is going to be insane. Here we got the awesome variant cover coming out. Let's see what we got here. Another prestige format. This is a 1 of 3. It's a miniseries, 3 issues. I could just keep going here with DC. Look at this. The Last God. I don't even know what this is, but I want it for that cover. This is book 1 of the Fellspire Chronicles. And let's find out what we got going on here. $4.99, 28 pages, cardstock cover, on sale. The Last God tells the story of two fellowships of heroes struggling with the same threat 30 years apart. One group will doom their world, the other must save it. Sounds really, really good, so I'm excited for that. I'm not even skipping any pages here, so I'm just going to skip that one. Metal Men, #1, new ongoing coming out right there. Oh, mini, sorry, 1 of 12. A lot of people really like Metal Men. I can't say I blame them. They are a fun group. Got a cool variant cover. And that's the other thing. Everything coming out for DC for October is really going to be story-based. Usually my DC previews are like, oh, grab this variant, grab this variant. No, this is all story, people. So this is really cool. Although there are some cover grabs later on that I will be showing. Oh, look at that. If you're into anime. But, somebody will tell me anime isn't comic books. So, or manga isn't comic books. Anyway. All right, Sandman Universe presents Hellblazer #1. This is a one-shot coming out, $4.99, 40 pages. Hellblazer is another great series. So, wow, this is just so much fun. All right, what do we got here? The Secrets of Sinister House, an 80-page giant, issue #1. This is a one-shot, prestige format. Witness what hides within the Sinister House, the DCU's most horrific secrets and mysteries. Travel alongside Harley Quinn, John Constantine, Detective Chimp, Zatanna, and the Atom, and others. And witness his macabre devastation firsthand. So that sounds like a lot of fun. I don't know, DC is just having a blast. Superman smashes the Klan, issue #1. Bi-monthly, prestige format, on sale, $7.99, 3 issues, but it's going to come out once every 2 months. All right. Oh, here we go. Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Batman Nightfall #1. This is Scott Snyder right here, people. An amazing writer. So it's going to be totally worth it. Don't miss this twisted tale from the pages of the game-changing event Batman Nightfall. 30 years after Bruce Wayne was broken and failed to take back the mantle of the Bat, Jean-Paul Vallée, known as Saint Batman, has turned Gotham into a city of his dreams. In his new order, killing has become commonplace and criminals live in constant fear, all in the name of justice. But when all seems lost, a new hope for the Gotham City arises. The Son of Bane. That sounds like it's going to be a blast. I love the Nightfall storyline back in the 90s. It was so much fun to read, so this is going to be very, very exciting. More Tales from the Dark Multiverse. The Death of Superman. Now, what is going on there? The Dark Multiverse takes on the highest-selling comic book event of all time, the death of Superman. In a broken world, much like our own, Lois Lane, twisted by rage and grief, becomes the Eradicator and takes revenge on those who let Superman die. And the corrupt world he could never defeat. Now, with the power of a god, she's going to end the battle by any means necessary, and the reign of the Superman will be over before it begins. One-shot, prestige format, $5.99. I love Elseworlds and What If storylines, so this is going to be a definite must-buy. Oh, that's a Lee Weeks variant cover, so awesome. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Whew, man, like I said, DC is just rocking it for the month of October. Batman issue #80. Now this I wanted to show you because this beautiful Matina variant cover. Yeah, like I said, there will be some cover grabs. I think the rest here on out. But man, that first group of books, whoo boy. Batman #1, The City of Bane continues, and another beautiful variant cover. And there we have Bane breaking the Batman's back. Wow, that's a throwback. Loved that. Oh, let's see what we got here. I lost my page. No. All right. And Batman and the Outsiders #6. Again, cover grab, because look at that beautiful variant cover. There's a lot of deceased variant covers for the month. What do we got next? Oh, a whole bunch of dollar comics coming out. Oh, look, there's Bane breaking the Bat's back. So, dollar comics, Batman $4.97 reprint, The Joker #1 reprint, Superman 75, Swamp Thing #1, and Watchmen #1. Gotta love reprints, especially when they are only $1. All right, here we got some more Year of the Villain, Action Comics 1017. Beautiful variant cover. That's why I said jump on that. Now, we have some early solicitations for November. Apparently, DC is doing a bunch of acetate covers. Now, if you don't know what acetate covers are, they are a plastic sheet. Usually they're clear and they have something painted on top of them, like printed on. And it looks like they're doing that along with their standard variants. Now, with the acetate covers, they are not supposed to be any added cost. They're supposed to be the exact same price as the regular covers. So, first up, Black Mantis, Aquaman number 54. We see on the right-hand side should be the cover underneath, and the left-hand side is the cover on top. When you lift up, it reveals the cover under. Beautiful. Also, we have Batgirl number 41, and we can see the two different covers there. I love acetate covers. Man, throwback to the 90s. I love it. Batman number 82. We have this cool City of Bane overlapping cover. And Batman being the puppet master back there. You know, and the variant covers for these books are kind of lackluster, so I think they want to push the acetate covers onto people because, man, they are a whole lot cooler. Here's Batman and the Outsiders. Look at that beautiful cover. Man, it's so neat. I love it. I cannot wait to see these things firsthand. Here we have Batman Superman number 4 with this cool Batman Who Laughs acetate cover. Catwoman, Year of the Villain. This is Catwoman 17. Another beautiful, beautiful cover. Yeah, I will be all over these come November. We got Deathstroke number 49. Detective Comics 1015. Mr. and Mrs. Freeze. Oh, that's so cool. First, Batman's outside the tank, and then he's in the tank when you open it up. The Flash 82, Captain Cold and the Rogues. And then we got this Harley Quinn acetate cover. Man, like I said, these are all coming out in November. It's just previews. Diamond wants to give retailers a head start because I think they are expecting these to be huge. This cool Hawkman 18, that's a gorgeous cover too. Tyler Kirkham, beautiful work. And then Justice League 35. Let's see how far we are going here. Man, they got a lot of these. Holy God, I'm only halfway through. Justice League Dark, some more beautiful work there. Oh, it has a cool Clean Crane variant cover too. Justice League Odyssey number 15. Yeah, DC is really going to be raking it in come October and November. Nightwing 66, Talon in the Court of Owls. Here we go, Red Hood Outlaw number 40. Beautiful. Supergirl number 36. We got Derek Chew doing our variant, but that acetate cover, that's where it's at. And Superman number 17, Superman's enemy, Lois Lane. That is a little interesting. We got a few more coming up. So we got Teen Titans 36. Crush is getting a feature right there on the front cover. Everybody's digging Crush. Hey, look at the father-daughter cover by Alex Garner. The Terrifics number 22 with the Bizarro cover. And last but not least, Wonder Woman number 82. We got Cheetah rocking it there. So, there we go, people. That's our DC book. Man, like I said, absolutely impressive. Very, very impressive. And now, next up, we're going to jump right into our Marvels book. Now, Marvel has an okay showing for the month. Let's see. Let's start off with X-Men number 1 coming up. Jonathan Hickman continues on his giant revamp of the X-Men. I haven't been all that impressed. And let's see what we got here. We got 3 billion variant covers. A variant cover by Art Germ. A Virgin variant cover by Art Germ. We have Every Mutant Ever variant cover by Mark Bagley. Now that I would like to see, although they don't show it here. Anyway, here's the cover of X-Men #1. You know what is this now? The 5th, 6th volume of X-Men #1? All right, let's see what else we got here. We got Excalibur #1 coming out. A New Dawn is forged. Woo! Looks like we got, what, Rogue, Jubilee, and Gambit. Was that Apocalypse back there joining Excalibur? All right, then. And we got Marauders #1. We got our variant covered by Philip Tan. See, White Queen, Bishop, Pyro, Storm, Iceman, and Kitty Pryde. All there. And we got some interior work here from Excalibur, so you guys can take a look. It's actually pretty nice. Very simplistic. I like that. I love this style of artwork. Reminds me a lot of old school Paul Michael Smith artwork. Man, I loved that guy's artwork back in X-Men. You know, some interior artwork for Marauders. Oh, look. Kitty Pryde, high kick. Ah! House of X #6. All right, let's see. Let's jump ahead here now. We have True Believers Month coming out with a whole bunch of X-Men stuff. We have X-Men Kitty Pryde and Emma Frost #1, reprinting issue number 129 of Uncanny. Also reprinting of issue 282 of Uncanny. And we have reprinting Captain Britain 8 to 10 in the X-Men Betsy Braddock #1 storyline. We got a reprint of Uncanny 141, Uncanny 244, and X-Factor #17. Woohoo! And then we've got a couple more down here. We have reprinting X-Factor #6. First Apocalypse. Ooh. Reprinting, actually X-Men 2nd Series #17 there. And reprinting Uncanny 96. And what is this? True Believers X-Men Chimera and Omega Sentinel. Reprinting X-Men Unlimited #27. All right. Good stuff. We got some facsimile editions coming out. Amazing Fantasy 15. So if you can't afford that $1 million Amazing Fantasy 15 over at Torpedo Comics, you can just buy the facsimile edition. Incredible Hulk #1 facsimile. So that'll be some good stuff there. Let's jump ahead. And a new ongoing series coming out. The Amazing Mary Jane #1. Spinning out of the page of The Amazing Spider-Man, an all-new ongoing series. The webhead's favorite redhead and yours is taking a chance on her dreams. But if you've read Amazing Spider-Man 205, you'll know Mysterio is behind Mary Jane's big shot, and someone worse is behind him. So, it sounds like that could be kind of interesting. Then again, maybe not. Who knows? Now, and then we got this big list of people. Jonathan Hickman and Chris Bachalo. Tim Townsend, Jerry Dugan. I mean, we got a whole bunch of fans. It's like, what is all this for? Chip Zdarsky, Amazing Spider-Man, Full Circle, issue #1. Look at all those names of artists and writers. Let's find out what this is. A summons from S.H.I.E.L.D. leads Peter Parker into a globe-spanning adventure that will test him as never before, one in which the future of all mankind lies in his gloved-webbed hands. Who is the mysterious prisoner in the steel box who keeps propelling the wall crawler onward? Nick Spencer and an all-star team of Marvel's biggest writers and artists take up the challenge to create the wildest, maddest, most unconventional Amazing Spider-Man story of all time. Guest starring Nick Fury, Wolverine, and Peter Parker, the spectacular Spider-Ham. All right, here we got some interior art going on. This looks like it is going to be very, very crazy. Could be fun, though. All right, then. Let's see what else we got next. Marvel Zombies is coming back. There we go. Marvel Zombies Respawn #1. The horror smash hit lives again just in time for Halloween. And then we also have Red Goblin, Red Death #1. Sorry, I'm not buying into the whole Red Goblin thing. I don't know. You know, I really haven't been a huge Spider-Man fan ever anyway, so. But that's a cool cover. What is he offering? Look, she's offering up her child to the Red Goblin. Here, take him, eat him, feast of his flesh. Ghost Rider #1, all hell breaks loose. Aaron Cooter we got here. The brothers Ghost Rider are back. Johnny Blaze ain't just the king of hell, he's the warden too. So we got Beware the Ghost Rider. We've got a couple different Ghost Rider books coming out. And, of course, you know, you can't have Ghost Rider books without Ghost Rider boxes. Now, I am not promoting these boxes, just so you guys know. I have owned a few of these Marvel graphic boxes, and to me, they are big pieces of crap. The Marvel ones, the DC ones, they fall apart so quick, and they're so flimsy. So that's just been my experience. You know, your mileage may vary. Anyway, Marvel Tales, Ghost Rider #1 as well. We got a whole bunch of Ghost Rider coming out for the month. And, oh, this actually can be a lot of fun. Doctor Doom #1. Written by Christopher Cantwell, Halt and Catch Fire, and She Could Fly. Now, if you haven't read She Could Fly, an amazing comic book series, just been picked up. So actually it's going to AMC, becoming a miniseries, so that should be really cool. Anyway, it's an awesome story, so I'm looking forward to this one. I will have to read this. 48 pages, $4.99. Badass cover. Let's see what we got here. Bizarre Adventures #1. To celebrate Marvel's 80th, we're resurrecting one of its wild creations, Bizarre Adventures. Within these pages, you will see Shang-Chi take on a martial arts master, Ulysses Bloodstone, battle a master of the dark arts, and Dracula meet his match. So, love that. Future Fight first, White Fox #1, and that is actually a beautiful cover. That's worth buying it just for that. It's very striking. A lot of white. I love it. And let's see what else we got here. Future Fights first, Luna Snow #1. These are a whole bunch of new characters being introduced. Also featuring Marvel's Future Avengers. And then we have Crescent and Io #1. Contagion #1 of 5. A seemingly unstoppable force has invaded the Marvel Universe, and it's going to take every hero to the streets of New York, from the streets of New York, to stop it. A strange substance is taking over heroes and citizens alike, draining them of their life force, stealing their knowledge and abilities, and neither science nor magic can stop it. Where did it come from? Can anything destroy it? And who will fall to its awful, overwhelming power? Sounds like it could be a fun storyline. What we got here? Oh, a bunch of big vertical connecting variant covers. Oh, that's interesting. Cool. We got Contagion 2, 3, 4, 5, all being solicited here. So, all right, let's see what else we got. Actually, that is it for the month of Marvel. That's all I got. Nothing else. Woo! So next up, we'll do our big book. And the big book is actually everything that is not Marvel or DC. They get their own 2 little books, and then everything else goes in the big book. All right, so what do we got here? Oh, the marked. We'll get to that in a bit. First off, we got to jump past all the fluff that they stick in the beginning of this book and go right to the marked. All right, this is an amazing book. Actually, it looks like it's going to be a blast. This is the marked #1 coming out from David Hine and Brian Haberlin. Artist Brian Haberlin. Brian Haberlin has been on a roll lately. He's been doing a lot of work for Spawn. Of course, he had Sonata, which has been huge, and now he has the marked coming out. The marked may look like young influencers, but beneath the designer clothes, their bodies are tattooed with the magical glyphs of an ancient order that secretly protects the world against evil forces. With no new occult threats, the marked use their tattooed power solely for the pursuit of pleasure until a young woman called Liza creates a dangerous new form of hybrid sorcery. The party is over for the marked. You'll believe in magic. Terrifying, soul-destroying magic. This sounds so cool. Man, and some of the interior art, I mean, this is just beautiful. Brian Haberlin is an amazing artist. Some of the detail he gets into this work is just insane. It is so good. So the dialogue is great. The artwork is great. I think we are going to be onto a winner with this one. So like I said, Sonata's been huge. It's also being resolicited for this month as well. So I would definitely say grab that. Next up, from Image, we have Nomen Omen #1. No matter how fast you run, sooner or later your past will catch up with you. Enter Becky Kumar, a geeky 20-year-old from New York City who is about to cross the veil between our reality and a realm of otherworldly truths. That sounds like it's going to be a blast as well. Again, we have some really good artwork. The dialogue is really spot on. I think we are going to be on, I think Image is going to have 2 big hits for the month back down in October with these 2 books. All right, what else do we got? And then we have Copra #1 coming out. Returns in the first issue of an all-new ongoing series. Picks up where his band of misfit mercenaries left off, reintroducing the entire cast of his suicide-esque squad of revenge machines in his brutal standoff against their own leader. So Copra was a fun read. Good ride, so we should definitely look for that. See what else we got here. Dead Eyes #1. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this to me sounds like it is a reprint of Dead Rabbit, just with everything changed to Dead Eyes. Now, because of that, Dead Rabbit, if you didn't read Dead Rabbit, it's an amazing read. The Image got sued, a small comic book store got sued because there was a restaurant bar in Boston called Dead Rabbit. And, they got all up in arms that, this comic book used their name. Really stupid. Anyway, the book has been on hiatus since issue #2. Issue #3 never released. So, I think it's finally out of litigation. Jerry Dugan got this thing out, renamed it Dead Eyes, and it looks like they are going to reprint issue #1 and kind of start over again. Now, because of that, I would assume this is going to have a very, very small print run. So not only do we have a great story, but I think we might have a bit of spec with this. We do have a 1 in 10 variant cover, so you guys might want to keep an eye out for that book. And next we are jumping right down to Dark Horse, and we have The Mask returning. I love The Mask. Wild, crazy comic book series from back in the day. Absolutely amazing. So, I'm going to jump. Actually, Dark Horse is looking really, really good for the month of October. Let's see, we got The Mask. Make America Green Again. I pledge allegiance to The Mask. Wild, crazy fun. Definitely grab it. We have a beautiful variant cover by Raphael Albuquerque. Here we have some awesome interior artwork. Hey, look at that. Gotta love when people explode. Then we have Count Crowley, Reluctant Midnight Monster Hunter, issue #1 of 4. Aspiring reporter Jerry Bartman is furious when she's demoted to hosting the nightly creature feature at her small town TV station. But Jerry quickly learns that there is more to horror hosting than just introducing bad B movies. Her first night in costume of her missing predecessor, Count Crowley finds her face to face with a living, breathing werewolf. Or was she just drunk? It actually sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun as well. It should be really cool. The dialogue also is great. The artwork is really neat. I like this kind of horror feel from, an old school horror feel. Like channeling Bernie Wrightson there. Anyway, also from Dark Horse, we have an all-new Grendel coming out from Matt Wagner. Grendel has a long storied history, great character. It looks like we almost got like a cosmic Grendel going on there. And this is the Devil's Odyssey. Beautiful artwork. Matt Wagner is another amazing storyteller. Okay, let's see. Now we're going to be jumping past Dark Horse. Oh, maybe not. Ruby Falls, issue #1 of 4, and this is from their Burger Books line. Burger Books are more, I don't want to say mature-based, but almost like novel-esque. They really, really great stories. Ruby Falls is a sleepy town, but sleep brings nightmares, and Lana is about to wake up in the middle of her hometown's biggest secret, the disappearance of infamously progressive Betty Gallagher during the mobster-ruled heyday of the old mining town. When details of the cold case murder start to come out through her grandmother's foggy, dementia-jumbled memories, Lana becomes obsessed with cracking the case, even if it splinters the peaceful town and endangers everyone she loves. Awesome crime thriller it sounds going on there, so I would definitely recommend picking that up. Okay, let's see. Hey, She Could Fly, the Lost Pilot trade paperback. Gotta love She Could Fly. Okay, Spell on Wheels Spell on Wheels 2, number 1 of 5. I just want it for that cover. It's so cool looking. All right. Let's see. What else do we got up next here? Dark Horse is also bringing us wrapping paper. That's right, wrapping paper. I just had to show it because really, it's wrapping. We have the Umbrella Academy wrapping paper, and we have Hellboy wrapping paper coming out in October. Wrapping paper, it's not just for Christmas anymore. All right, let's jump ahead here again. Coming from IDW, Adventures. Star Wars Adventures return to Vader's Castle. Now, Vader's Castle has always been kind of like an anthology storyline. And this is it's a spooky spin on your favorite villains from a galaxy far, far away. It's a weekly series, and it explores the hidden corners of Star Wars galaxies. Fans will be excited to discover these fan favorite writers are coming up with all these cool stories. So this should be really neat. It doesn't say how long it's going to run for. But hey, it's Star Wars. Let's see. Issue 2, 3, and 4 are all being solicited. Oh, and 5. All being solicited just for the month of October. So can't beat that. Let's see what else we got down here. Oh, look at this. Dynamite is bringing us The Vengeance of Vampirella, issue number 1. Now, some of you might think this artwork is familiar, and that's because this is Joshua Middleton, people. It's his first work at Dynamite Comics, and he's just killing it straight away with a Vampirella cover. We also got Frank Cho down here. Now, he's a mainstay for Dynamite, does a lot of Vampirella covers for them. But man, I think I need that Middleton cover. I mean, really, it's just beautiful. I love it. Just Vampirella in all her fury. What else we got here? Ben Oliver, Lucio Perillo. We got a cosplay variant. And we got some J. Lee Icon incentive covers. And we have this Icon incentive cover from old school Joe Quesada, Vengeance of Vampirella. Oh, and a Buzz incentive cover. Look at that. Beautiful. Let's see what else we got now. Black Terror number 1 from Dynamite. This Black Terror is straight out of Project Superpowers. Yes, Project Superpowers. Bob Benton has settled into his boring life of being a pharmacist, a daily routine, a coworker he has a crush on. These are the things that keep him happy. But creeping below the surface are his memories of being a hero, struggling against his urges to fight crime. He has suddenly sent down a path he thought he had left behind, needing to be a vigilante. And he's going to punch crime in the face as the Black Terror. Actually, just sounds really cool. Max Bemis, coming from Moon Knight, is bringing us his unique voice to the nemesis of crime. Again, lots of variant covers. Dynamite is big, big, big on variant covers. So, Dynamite is also bringing us the Vengeance of Vampirella limited replica edition. So this is their version of the facsimile editions. And again, this is the old Joe Quesada, Jimmy Palmiotti cover with art by Buzz. Good stuff. Man, I actually remember buying this book back in the day. Gorgeous, beautiful book. This is kind of neat, too. We have a Vampirella statue coming out based on the Art Germ cover art that he did. And this is going to be a beautiful statue. And you can tell this is a 3D render. It's not an actual statue, so it might change. But, man, if they keep it looking like that, that might be a must-buy. All right, now jumping down to boom, we have Strange Skies over East Berlin, issue number 1. Now, haven't heard anything about this, but wow, it sounds really good. Herring is a disillusioned American spy stationed in East Berlin, struggling with a Cold War that seems to have no end. Behind enemy lines, he soon learns the Soviets have a secret weapon that could change the tides, an alien monster that they don't understand and can't control. Wow, I mean, we have sci-fi, we have the Cold War. It sounds like it's going to be really, really good. Let's just keep going here. The artwork, very beautiful. Has very edgy, kind of dark feel to it, which works great for a spy comic. I love the use of shadows. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, actually, that was just it, just showing off that. Next up, coming out of Ablaze, we have the Sumerian, Queen of the Black Coast #1. Now, this is a Diamond featured item, and I really have to agree with them. Now, this is Balette, who is also currently having her own series over at Marvel Comics. Straight out of the pages of Conan, we have, for the first time, Robert E. Howard's Conan is brought to life uncensored. Now, Conan was all about nudity, vengeance, violence, blood, gore. This comic is supposed to have all of that. Bonus material, a Robert E. Howard short story is included. Oh, and apparently there's an incentive cover that retailers have to look into getting. Looks like a beautiful book, and it's actually going to be a new series. Now, it doesn't say if it's ongoing or not, but I'm hoping. All right, what else do we got? Terry Moore's 5 Years. Now, Strangers in Paradise, issue #5. I believe this is the last issue that's coming out, but that's actually not what I wanted to show. We are jumping down here to, where am I, up above? Oh, here we go, sorry. I found the wrong page. Now, we are in Abstract, or Absolute Comics Group. We have Boys, or I Make Boys Cry, issue #1. From the creators of White Widow, this is the finale in a 2-part crossover event that began in the White Widow #5 and ends here. Beautiful covers. Of course, we have Jamie Tyndall rocking it in there and Benny Powell. White Widow has been hugely popular. Everybody's loving it. So if you're enjoying the storyline after issue #5, you have to buy this book to finish the story. Tyndall cover, Kree's black holographic cover, and then we have some Tyndall wraparound lenticular covers. Oh, what is next? And then we're coming out of Action Lab. Action Lab's been putting out some good books as well. We have a new action-packed cyberpunk series called Kill Switch. Blade Runner meets Fury Road. I'm all about cyberpunk adventures, so that sounds like it's going to be really cool. And again, Diamond puts a spotlight on this, and I have to completely agree. In the future, where clairvoyant augurs are used for their powers, but feared, held captive, and persecuted, a disaffected military major is shocked into action by the grim realities of the augur's treatments. That sounds like it could be a good read. Next up, Dark Arc #1, After the Flood. Now, the Epic series returns. The Dark Arc series is completely amazing. Cullen Bunn knows his horror. Now, if you haven't read Dark Arc, the whole premise behind it was that when the Earth was flooded and Noah had his own ark, there was the Devil's Ark on the opposite side, which was the Dark Ark, which was supposed to hold all creatures infernal. So, the two arcs that were built, they survived the flood. One was filled with creatures of the natural world. The other was populated by everything else. I'm talking like chimeras and things like this. So it's a great, great story. A lot of fun to read. Definitely worth picking up. I'm excited to see it coming back. Another series coming out of Aftershock. Shoplifters will be liquidated. Issue #1. The largest retailer in the world requires the best trained loss prevention staff, and security officer Nussbaum defends the company's interest at any cost. Life, human rights, rational thought are all secondary concerns. Wow, wouldn't that be nice? I worked retail a long time ago, and I love that philosophy. Just liquidate shoplifters. Love that. Okay, let's see. What else do we got here? Hey, Edgar Allan Poe's Snifter of Terror is getting a trade paperback from Ahoy. And then Season 2 is starting with issue #1. And we got Edgar Allan Poe punching Hitler in the face. What more can you want? I mean, seriously. It's a punching Hitler cover. You can't go wrong with that. spotlight on Void Walker, issue number 1 from Alterna. Alterna is putting out some really great stories, 1 in 4 issue limited series, and they are keeping their books at $1.50 cover price. I mean, you cannot go wrong with Alterna books. Clinging to life, Hitman Parker Ingram bonds with an ancient creature, and the Void Walker is born. I mean, that sounds like a hell of a read to me, so hey. You know, and like I said, for $1.50, really for $1.50, I mean, Marvel and DC do that with their reprints. They put them at $1. So get a $1.50 original story, buy it. Badass. Bureau of Alien Detection and Supernatural Sightings. This is from Antarctic Press. Agents of the newly formed Badass scramble to contain a being classified as a walking pandemic. Recent recruit Sam gets to test his new abilities he's gained as a result of becoming an agent. Everything Antarctic Press lately has been absolutely turning to gold. I would say jump on this right away. Not only does the story sound like a lot of fun, but I mean, we're probably looking at a little spec here. Anyway, regular edition over here on the left, $3.99. Variant on the right, $10. Where am I going next? Oh, Keen Spot Comics. Now, I have never heard of Keen Spot Comics, but they have a book coming out called The D Ward. And this sounded way too interesting to pop up. So we have a retailer incentive variant cover by Ben Temple-Smith from 30 Days of Night. A couple regular covers here. The D Ward. As a child, Xander Wiley experienced a horrific event which led him to a career in psychology. Starting his new job, working with an old friend, the patients and inmates of the hospital would change his life forever. Personal demons can be more real than you think. Meet the inhabitants of the D Ward. That just sounds like a really, really interesting premise for a story. I'm loving it. Gotta pick that up. See what else we got here. Mad Cave Studios. I love Mad Cave. And they have a book coming out called Wolvenheart, issue number 1, led by the legendary Professor Van Helsing. Wolvenheart is an organization dedicated to monitoring anomalies in the space-time continuum. So, fans of Doctor Who, Castlevania, Penny Dreadful, and the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen will love this book. Again, Mad Cave has really been putting out some winners. Indie people is really the way to go for great stories. Next up from Oni Press, Render, number 1 of 10. So 10-issue miniseries, series premiere. A cyberpunk neo-noir story that takes place on the graying edge between magic and technology. Let's see, Emi Ocampo, a photographer who can capture the last images from the retina of a deceased, teams up with Natalie Bixel, a skeptical detective, to unravel a slew of unsolved murders. That actually sounds great. And man, wow, this artwork is beautiful. I like the uses of the purples and the blues and some of the other shades. Wow, the artwork is just gorgeous. And I actually read through this dialogue and it was beautiful. Really, really well written. Definitely going to be worth the read. Let's see what else we got here. We have from Scout Comics, Snow White Zombie Apocalypse one-shot. Snow White awakens to true love's kiss 28 days after the zombie apocalypse. With the 7 dwarves dead, this quintessential fairy tale princess must join forces with her polyamorous Prince Charming and his tough-as-nails paramour Rapunzel to wage a losing battle against death itself. Bound by love and driven apart by jealousy, can this unlikely trio find a way to put aside their differences, or will they be devoured by the reanimated denizens of the once enchanted kingdom? Okay, this is a one-shot, 48 pages, $5.99. Seriously, right here, we got here. A healthy dollop of blood, sex, kung fu, and gender politics. You know, fairy tales as usual. That just sounds absolutely amazing. I love off-the-wall, crazy stories like that. All right, and then we have from Valiant Comics, Roku number 1. And this is also written by Cullen Bunn. Killing her way around the globe, the deadly weapon called Roku will face a challenge she simply can't execute. How many lives must the lethal assassin Roku take in her first series? Coming out October 30th, 32 pages, full color, $3.99. You know, anything with Cullen Bunn's name on it, I am just going to buy because it's going to be amazing. We got some beautiful, oh man, that Dave Johnson variant cover right there in the middle. That is amazing. I need that in my life. Then we have the pre-order bundle. Each issue in Roku 1 through 4, if you do the pre-order bundle, features extra content, but they must be pre-ordered as a set. So what you do is you walk into your retailer and you say, hey, I want the pre-order bundle, and they will pre-order all 4 issues right away. And they all come with this extra content. Plus, exclusive covers by Howard Chaykin, American Flag. So each one will come with an exclusive cover by Howard Chaykin that no one else can get unless you get the pre-order bundle. Awesome. So let's see, do I got anything else going on here? All right. Vault Comics. This is actually the last in our books in our series. The Creature Feature. So we have the Cult Classics coming out. Eons ago, visitors from outer space buried an item of unimaginable power in the primordial swamps that would one day become King Lake, a quaint little basin on the edge of Whisper, USA. Millions of years later, a comet's radioactive waves awaken the monster slumbering beneath the lake. Have I mentioned I love Halloween and October and horror? Because wow. All right, people. That's it. That's my previous guide. Wow, this one actually ran a little long because, whew, man, some awesome books coming out. DC rocking it. All these great horror stories and just, it's Halloween books. It's going to be a lot of fun. October is going to be amazing. Not to mention all DC's acetate covers for November. Anyway, like always, guys, whew, out of breath. That was a long one. Thank you for watching. To my current subscribers, you guys are awesome. Love you to death. If you're new to the channel, hit the little CV down in the corner. That subscribes you to this channel, and you get all the good stuff that I have coming out. Anyway, thank you guys for watching so much, and take it easy.